Hi, I'm Jaimee Francis, a features editor at JURIST and a first-year law student at Boston University. Today, I'm interviewing Ukraine correspondent Krystyna Stetsyshyn to get her unique perspective on Russia's invasion of Ukraine. This is part of an ongoing series of interviews with our Ukraine correspondents, who include law students and young lawyers with ties to Ukraine. Krystyna is originally from Kharkiv and is currently living in Germany. Krystyna, will you please introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. Thank you. Thank you very much for the introduction and for the invitation. So as it has been mentioned already, my name is Krystyna Stetsyshyn and I was born in Kharkiv, and all of my life I have spent there. So it is the second largest city in Ukraine, and it's full of universities, it's full of youth and full of parks. That's why I love it so much. Also, all around the Ukraine, people come there to study, because we have a very big medical university and also a very good law school there. And at the same time, we have the second biggest university all over the Ukraine. It's called Karazin Kharkiv University. So there I have been studying international law already for 3 years, and continue and do that via online studying, via Zoom and online tasks. Yeah, so probably that's it.
Yeah, thank you for giving us more of a background on Kharkiv. Can you please tell us more about what your life was like before the invasion?
Yeah, to be honest, my life was full of joy and happiness. So I was studying hard, and in free time, I would meet my friends. We would go to have some coffee or to the cinema. As I mentioned before, I really love my native city, Kharkiv, as it's very beautiful, and it's a pleasure just to have a walk around the city. And with my friend, it was like my favorite way to spend free time. So it was pretty calm life. I was studying, I was having fun, and yeah, it was very nice life before 21st of February.
So how did you learn about the invasion? How did you learn that it had begun, and what were your initial thoughts about it?
My friend called me around 5 a.m. and she was crying. Through the tears, I could hardly understand what she was trying to say to me. And then I heard these words, like the war came, the war started. And I will never forget these words and all of the emotions she put into these words. By the time I left my room, my parents were already packing the things, so we left the city on the 24th in the morning. It was huge traffic on the roads, and it was already a big problem to get fuel. It was very hard, just with the emotions, to understand that you have to leave your city because there are some bombs around, and you can hear it, and you can hear the alarm. So yeah, it was horrible just to realize that. And to be honest, I realized it only in a few days. I know I asked many of my friends what were their feelings when already started, all of this started, and all of us were completely sure that in a week we will be home and we will continue our life as it was previous life, as it was before. Yeah, so we all were very afraid, and no one knew what to expect.
Yeah, so can you please go more into how your life has changed since then? I know you had to leave the city, and how else has your life changed?
Yeah, I spent some time in the west part of Ukraine, and just all the time I spent checking the news and waiting for any, like, when with the first few days, as I already said, we all waited it to end as fast as it possible. But then maybe for the second or for the first week, we understood that it will last for some time. Then I just got an opportunity. I just saw that opportunity to fill out the form if you are ready to have an internship abroad. So I filled this out. They contacted me and invited to Germany, to Frankfurt, to work in a law firm as a trainee. So now I'm working here, and I miss all this time just full of calm, when you know what is your future and what steps you need to do just to get what you want. But now just no one of us knows what's going to be next, and that makes us really nervous. And it's very hard to sleep, it's very hard to live a normal life. Just if you see people passing around that they are completely fine and you are happy for them, but you always ask yourself a question: why then people in Ukraine can do the same, just enjoy good weather and good coffee or conversation with your friends? Yeah, so maybe that's how the life changed, that now you are not sure what further steps you should do just to keep living the life.
Yeah, so do you have any plans of when you think you'll be able to return to Kharkiv, and have your family returned to Ukraine yet?
My family is in Ukraine right now. My parents are there, so they help as much as they can for Ukraine to fight. Yeah, I would dream about coming back to Ukraine. So I know that our country will be the winner, but I don't know for what cost, and I don't know when it will happen. So yeah, I miss my parents, I miss my family, I miss all the places. Yeah, so I'm not sure what will left after the war there.
Yeah, do you have any ideas of how you think the future of Ukraine will be impacted? Like, I know a lot of people have left and it's undergone a lot of destruction. So do you know of any plans of restructure or rebuilding?
Yeah, actually, I know that one of the buildings of our university was bombarded and it's completely destroyed, but I've already seen some projects how it's going to be renovated, or how it may be renovated, because as I know, it was kind of initial ideas of some of the architectures. And I know that the Ukraine is going to be renovated with all these new opportunities that we have right now. So it's going to be very modern. Again and again, I'm going to repeat that no one knows when it happens, but we all pray that it's going to be very soon. Yeah, and as I saw this project for one of the buildings of our university, I was so inspired, and I'm just dreaming to see it with my own eyes, because it's gonna be something like wow. But when it's gonna happen, that's the question, and how long time it's gonna take to renovate and to rebuild all of the stuff was destroyed by Russian Federation.
So that leads me into asking, how do you think other nations around the world have responded to this crisis?
I would really be grateful for all of the nations, how they reacted to the war that started. And I'm very thankful to the countries that so the refugees could come there, and with the full of help, with this free transport and the help to find the place to live. Yeah, and it's kind of easier to live with this thoughts if you have something around you. And as I met people, they would always ask me, how are you and how is your family? And even there was a situation that we had some coffee with my friend, and maybe people that were sitting next to us, they heard that we were speaking Ukrainian, and they asked, like, girls, where are you from? And we said, oh, thank you, we're from Ukraine. And they were full of support. And that really helps.
Yeah, it's really nice to hear how even individuals have been helping, because a lot of the media's focus on how governments have been able to help. So do you have any recommendations for how individuals can help the Ukrainian fight?
I know that for many Ukrainians now it's a problem to see how to manage their life. Just for students, it's going to be university. For some adults, it's going to be work. So I think the best help is just to ask if they can help somehow. Because for all of us, we never lived in other, like maybe someone have lived before in other countries, but all of the systems for us are new. So if there could be any help just with the documentation, with any opportunities, resources where you can find help, or where you can find, I don't know, any forms to fill out, that would very help.
That sounds great. And so I know you talked earlier about the rebuilding of Ukraine and that you're very excited to see your new university. And I wanted to ask if you had any other hopes and dreams for the future of Ukraine.
Sure. I'm sure that that Ukraine is going to be a kind of very modern country, and that it's going to be country of innovations. I can see that because of the will of all the Ukrainians to help their country fight right now and to be rebuilt after that. All of my friends, we are hoping to be back and to help as much as we can to clean the city and to rebuild it, to renew it. And it inspires me. So I think that that the main advantage that Ukraine may have, that innovations from all around the world is going to be put in life in Ukraine. So I think it will be time for tries, and so no one be afraid of anything. So it's going to be time for dreams to come true, as we could see it in any books, or we could imagine while reading books. So that's the future. I hope so.
I hope so too, Krystyna. Thank you so much for sharing your story and your insight with us.
Thank you so much for the invitation. It was a great pleasure for me to share my thoughts. Thank you.